They tell you to love yourself before you can be loved by someone else. They tell you healing is your responsibility, that you have to fix your wounds, silence your fears, become whole, alone. And maybe once you've done all of that, you'll be worthy. But here's the paradox no one wants to talk about. We say people need to heal before they can be loved. But in truth, most people can't heal until they are loved. That contradiction breaks people. It leaves them circling the same silent wound over and over, alone in a world that tells them to fix what was never broken by them in the first place. We don't heal in isolation. We survive in isolation. We endure. But healing, real healing, the kind that reaches into the forgotten corners of who you are, that happens when someone sees your pain and doesn't look away. And yet so many of us carry a quiet shame, because the very thing we need, connection, understanding, tenderness, is the thing we feel least worthy of. We were told through trauma, rejection, or abandonment that love is conditional, that we have to earn it, perform for it, be good enough, fixed enough, healed enough. But what happens when that narrative is internalized? You become your own warden. You put yourself in emotional quarantine because you don't want to infect anyone with your brokenness. You say you're protecting others, but really, you're just punishing yourself for bleeding. Let's get honest. Many of us learned early on that being vulnerable meant being hurt, that asking for love meant being rejected. So we adapted. We built emotional armor. We became hyper-independent. We stopped asking. We became the strong one, the quiet one, the I'm fine one. But here's the tragedy. That armor, it keeps out the pain, but it also keeps out the love. You might look healed on the outside, of functional, productive, independent, but inside you're starving. Starving for affection, for understanding, for someone to hold the weight with you just for a while. But the world doesn't see that hunger. They see your mask. They see your strength. And so they say, you're doing great, you've got it all together. And that hurts in a way you can't explain. The Roman philosopher Seneca once wrote, "We suffer more in imagination than in reality." But in this case, our imagination is survival. We imagine the rejection before it happens. We imagine the abandonment before we get attached. So we avoid. We withhold. We push people away, then ache when they're gone. Psychologically, this is called attachment wounding. When early relationships, often in childhood, fail to provide safety, consistency, or unconditional love, our brains wire themselves to expect the same from future connections. We anticipate pain. We mistrust closeness. We sabotage intimacy before it can abandon us. And yet, we crave it, not just physically, but spiritually, existentially. The German psychoanalyst Erich Fromm said, "Love is the only sane and satisfactory answer to the problem of human existence." But what happens when your very wiring makes love feel unsafe? You end up caught in a cruel paradox. You can't let love in until you've healed, but you can't fully heal until you've felt safe in love. And here's where the loneliness sets in. This is a kind of isolation people rarely talk about. Not the isolation of being alone, but the isolation of being unreachable even when you're surrounded by people. Of being in a room full of laughter but feeling like a ghost no one can see. You start to wonder, is it me? Maybe I'm too much. Maybe I'm too broken. Maybe this is just what life feels like now. But let me tell you something. You are not too broken to be loved. You are not too damaged to be seen. You are not too late to be chosen. The systems that taught you to hide were built on fear, not truth. Yes, healing is your responsibility. But love, safe, stable, patient love can be your medicine. There are people who will sit with your silence, who won't flinch at your trembling voice, who don't see you as a burden but as a story worth knowing. And no, they won't save you, but they'll hold the light while you do the work. Because the work of healing is not about becoming lovable. It's about remembering that you always were. So how do we begin? How do we break this loop? By taking small risks. By letting one person see one more layer of your truth. By staying when you want to run. By speaking when your instinct is to go silent. By learning, slowly, that love doesn't mean pain. We learn through contrast. We unlearn trauma through new experience. Each time someone shows up and doesn't leave, the wound softens. Each time someone listens without fixing, the shame loosens. Healing isn't linear. It's not a checklist or a destination. It's a spiral. You'll revisit the same pain in new ways. But with time, it will sting less. You'll bleed less. And eventually you'll look at the version of you who once believed they had to do it all alone, and you'll say, "I'm sorry no one showed up for you sooner, but I'm here now." And that moment, that's where healing begins. Not in perfection, not in being fully ready, but in allowing yourself to be held imperfect, uncertain, scared, and choosing connection anyway. Because the truth is, we were never meant to heal alone, and we don't need to. If this video spoke to something you felt but couldn't name, don't just let it pass you by. Take a moment to reflect, journal, talk to someone you trust, or even just let yourself cry. This pain you carry doesn't make you unworthy. It makes you human. And if you've made it this far, maybe you're already healing, just by allowing yourself to be seen. If you found meaning in this, please like this video, subscribe for more soul-deep reflections, and share your thoughts in the comments. Your story matters, and someone out there needs to hear it. You are not alone, and you never have been.